We've actually completed one section of the program. So what we're going to do now is ask those candidates, and we'll start with the Board of Education, District 3, to come forward first. We're going to allow you a 30-second opening statement. Come on up, the candidates, please. And then we're going to ask 3 questions. And these questions were sent to the candidates in advance. We didn't want any surprises. We wanted it to be easy with all the candidates, but to let them prepare. And a lot of them are open-end questions, and so they can go forward with what they want to discuss. But we're going to ask them 3 questions, 30-second opening statement, a minute to answer each question, and then 30 seconds. So to start this section of the program, I'm going to ask Barry Bloom to come forward, and Barry is with the chamber.
Good evening. We're going to, as we had stated before, we're going to try to make sure that things are done fairly, so we'll be going in alphabetical order for the 30-second statements, and then for each question, we'll flip it back and forth. So, Ms. Miller? That's fine.
Hi, I'm Reagan Miller. I'm candidate for District 3. School board member, and I have to echo all the prior candidates that spoke before me for this opportunity to come tonight and speak to you directly and the voters and to tell you about myself. I think it's important for you to hear from me that my decision to run for this school board seat was because I have a passion for this community, and I have skill sets that I think directly correlate to the responsibilities of the school board. I think that's important for you to know. I think it's also important for you to know that I intend to represent this district with honor and integrity, and you will hear me say that throughout the night. Thank you very much.
Good evening. I would first like to thank Farm Bureau and the Coffee County Chamber of Commerce for hosting this political forum. My name's Judy Worrell, and I'm currently on the Coffee County Board of Education. I'm married to Dennis Worrell, and we have 5 amazing children. My husband and I and all 5 of our children graduated from the Coffee County school system. Our granddaughter Ashley is currently in the 11th grade at Coffee High and will graduate next year. I have taught in the Coffee County school system for over 28 years, mostly in the middle school, but have also taught PE and gifted. I've taught also in the SOAR program, much like our Career Academy and the alternative school. I bring this to the Coffee County Board of Education.
Okay, ladies, we have 3 questions for you. I'm going to read the question, then obviously you'll get an opportunity to answer those. Again, Ms. Worrell, you'll start off with the first question. As budgets are squeezed tighter, how do you plan to efficiently manage your budget while providing for the needs of the students of Coffee County?
Fortunately, we're getting closer to a balanced budget. In fact, the budget for the 2016-17 school year is on the agenda tonight at our board meeting. We hope to have a balanced budget this year. However, we may have to cut into the fund balance to do this. The governor has approved monies that can be made available for teacher salaries, and we'll be discussing how to divide it up fairly. Our veteran teachers who are at the top of the pay scale have not had a raise in years. Veteran teachers with 21 years or more have capped out on the pay scale. Due to lack of state pay raises, the veteran teachers' pay has been stagnant. It's important to the board that these teachers be compensated for their commitment. I'm proud to say that our furlough days that our employees suffered through were reduced and then eliminated before many other systems. Because of wise decisions by our comptroller and the superintendent, we are closer to a balanced budget than we have been in years. I'm proud of all of our system employees who bit the bullet through hard times to ensure that the education of our Coffee County students did not suffer.
First of all, I'd like to state that's a big question to answer in less than a minute. So without going into details of the general ledger or sub-accounts or anything of that nature, I want to talk about how we manage the budget efficiently and how difficult that is for just those of us to have a single household budget. It's certainly a challenge when you have a school board budget. So let's talk about the drivers of those decisions and why we make those decisions for the school board budget. These budget decisions should always be made with student achievement at mind. That should be the reason we make all the decisions for the school board. I think when you're managing our school board's multi-million-dollar budget, that you do so best by managing an analysis in that and continually, collectively working together with the other school board members and their insights and their professional experience in that budget. Thank you.
Our next question, Ms. Miller, you'll be the first to answer this one, please. What would be your priorities to improve the Board of Education, and how would you implement these priorities?
My priority is very simple. It's the mission of our school system. Destination graduation for college, career, and life. The school system's goals are my goals. I don't have separate priorities in that. I do think that I have special interests that I'm concerned about. I would like to continue to focus on our charter school system and the flexibility and the opportunities that that system has to offer. I think that we have to focus on all the children and the needs that they have. We have to continually evaluate the programs that our school has so that we are meeting the needs of all of those students. We work with a diverse population, so we do have to look at those programs on a regular basis. I also am concerned about parental involvement, and I'd like to explore the possibility that technology could help with us communicating with those parents and keeping in better touch with those parents. My priority will always be, though, to support and encourage the mission of our school system.
Well, first of all, I can't implement any changes. It takes 3 votes to approve anything. But I do, however, have some ideas about improving our system. There are some people that consider me a liberal, but actually I consider myself progressive. I feel that we have some of the best teachers, best administrators, and best students in our school system. I'd like to see them given more opportunity to implement new programs, offer real-life classes that would enhance the students' education. I want Coffee County school system to be the system that others want to emulate. We have what it takes. The matter of recess for especially our primary students is a concern to me. I feel that our primary students need more time for recess and to be what they are, kids. Educational research advises this so that children can learn social skills, leadership, empathy, and so many other skills. This has most recently been discussed at the state level because it's so very important. Studies show that children actually learn more when given more time in their day to play. I'd also like the pressure put on teachers and students reduced. Testing is important and essential for measuring gains in learning, but it's only one way to do this. We want our students to test well, but not to the point where they are consumed with fear and frustration.
Ladies, this will be our last question for this evening. And Ms. Worrell, you'll be the first up. How do you think you will best represent parents and students if elected?
I feel like I can best represent parents and students because I know education. My home phone and cell number is on my signs and all of my cards. I'm easily accessible. The parents and students I have taught know that I am and always have been an advocate for children. I understand their concerns and have always tried to help when possible. Having been a teacher and a parent of students, I can see both sides of issues that parents and students have. Communication is essential between the school system and the parents. I think our school system does a great job with communication, but like with everything, there's room for improvement. The board has encouraged administration and teachers to use all types of communication with parents to ensure that they do know what's going on with their children. Lack of communication is where problem develops. I feel that the parents in District 3 and all of Coffee County know that I will listen and want what is in the best interest of their children. One of the best compliments I ever received through my years of teaching is that I'm fair, and that is what I will continue to be.
I think that I will best represent the parents and students by drawing from my personal experience. I'm a former student of this school system. I'm married to a former student. My oldest son graduated last May, and I still am a parent of a child in the Coffee County school system. So I am that person. We also have governing councils at each of our schools that include educators, that include parents, that include community stakeholders. And those councils are representation that are wanting and waiting to be utilized. I will work to develop relationships with our administration and our educators to strengthen our school system. I am a very willing listener, and I desire to hear from our community, and I will happily share that information with the appropriate individual within our school system following my proper procedures as a school board member. Thank you. You get to go first?
Yes.
Well, that was quick. All right. In closing, I want to thank you again for the opportunity to speak to you tonight. I've enjoyed being here. I especially want to thank the teachers and the educators of our school system whose job is much more difficult than those of the school board members. I want to leave you with a phrase, one that's been passed down for generations in my family. Remember who you are and what you represent. It's a phrase and a standard that goes through my mind every single day in what I do and every role that I have. If I should be elected, I commit to you that I will represent this district with that standard. I will represent the students, the parents, and the community with honor and with integrity and fairness. Remembering who I am and who I represent will be in the forefront of my mind in all that I do. I humbly ask for your vote and your support.
I have been proud to serve on the Board of Education for District 3 for the last 3 years. I would like to continue to serve as their board member in 2017 through 2020. I'd like to thank my family, my friends, my supporters for believing in me. The one thing I hope that all of you will take away from this tonight is that I will always have education as my first priority. I love sports, all sports. I think clubs, organizations, and activities along with sports makes a well-rounded education and a person. But I will never compromise how I feel about education coming first for any of these things. Thank you again, Farm Bureau and the Chamber of Commerce for hosting this, and vote to keep an educator on the Board of Education.